Nicholas Kirkland's Neurological Warfare and United States Experiments Part 2, Rationale for Neurological Experiments. Nicholas Kirkland wrote, "Electronic stalking and mind control, or ESMC for short, is not simply random torture conducted against selected targets. That would be utterly senseless, as ESMC cuts across every stratum of our society. Rather, it represents mind control experiments conducted by several countries, including the United States of America, to gain a military advantage over enemies or potential enemies. The electronic portion, ES, is both a cover-up for and also an aid to the mind control MC techniques." What are the experiments all about? Why the interest in mind control? The answer is not difficult to perceive. The United States has only 300 million plus inhabitants. Thus, it clearly has a military disadvantage against China with its more than 1 billion people, India with almost 1 billion, and Russia and its satellites with their total population. In the 21st century, the United States no longer monopolizes atomic weaponry or weapons of mass destruction, or WMDs. Russia, China, Israel, France, the United Kingdom, and other countries now possess nuclear capability. An increasing number of third world countries either already have the weapons or are on the verge of making them. The United States and nuclear powers can no longer count on their atomic arsenals for protection. That being the case, the US and other nuclear powers seek alternatives to nuclear power. One of the alternatives embraces neurological warfare. Although that idea has been around for decades, with the proliferation of WMDs, it has taken on new meaning and a new urgency. Even if computers are used, WMDs must be triggered at some point by humans. What if nations that possess WMDs are unable to use them because those humans were either unable or unwilling to do so due to mind control, rendering enemies incapable of attacking, toppling their governments, and strewing discord and creating confusion in general are all aims of neurological warfare. Today the US intelligence community works feverishly on developing neurological assault equipment and methods. Just as vaccines and medicines require years of testing before they are marketed, psychological weaponry must undergo extensive testing and proving. This article deals with that neurological testing, or experimentation. Probably most of the experiments contain both physical and psychological elements. The experiments are mainly conducted with whispers, jolts, vibrations, and holographic images, psychological, but seen although they are physical. Although these experiments are largely designed for covert attacks of troops, they are also applicable in many cases to psychologically neutralizing political leaders, scientists, industrialists, etc., especially those who might exercise roles in combat support. Neurological warfare is offensive, not defensive. The objective is the conquest of the enemy using non-conventional covert methods that can disable large numbers of troops, be carried out with little loss of life of attackers, accomplish the objective at minimal cost, and will not result in massive radiation and destruction. The successful results of neurological experiments are weapons in every sense of the word, all aimed at reducing the enemy without firing a shot or, at any rate, with minimal physical force. It is part of the non-lethal arms development strategy. Other countries, particularly those with small populations such as Israel and the United Kingdom, are tirelessly working on those weapons. Israel and the United States may be in the forefront of those nations in developing that capability. Israel has experimented for decades with neurological warfare. Remember that the mind control techniques being tested on TIs are expected to be used on foreign military, heads of countries, their cabinet members and other government authorities, heads of large companies and their employees, particularly businesses that manufacture strategic military materiel, religious leaders, influential members of society, elements that oppose the governments, scientists, particularly those who work on defense projects, and journalists and reporters. Regardless of the type of person who is finally targeted in foreign countries, Reduction and conquest to those countries short of military intervention is the end objective. Neurological testing is based on deception and secrecy. Not only does deception figure into the mind control experiments, but it also keeps the victims from determining who is conducting the mind control, how it is carried out, and where the perpetrators might be located. Both deception and secrecy will be very important if mind control techniques proven successful in the neurological experiments are replicated abroad. On our next episode, Nicholas Kirkland discussed the testers and the guinea pigs. Visit www.targetedindividualscanada.wordpress.com for more information.